Hi, Charles SirBookSage here. It is Friday, February 9th, 2018, and this is my Friday Reads. I have finally been able to get back into reading again. Work was finally a little mellower this week, so feels a little good to finally get reading back as a regular habit again. I'm making progress on The Stone Sky, the last of the Broken Earth trilogy, which I'm still reading since January. Really, really great. And it feels good to be back into this story because I really do want to finish this trilogy. And I've been making good progress finally. This Sunday, of course, every Sunday is my Harry Potter day when I'm continuing my first time reread, and I begin The Goblet of Fire this Sunday. Really looking forward to that. I remember the whole opening section where they go to the Quidditch World Cup, just really being blown away by just how well written that was. And I'm really looking forward to diving back into that and the whole book as well. And since it's also February and there's only 21 days left in the month already, I started reading Nalo Hopkinson's Skinfolk. It's a collection of her short stories, and already loving it. I'm on the second story in the collection right now, and I'm really, really enjoying her writing style. I'm expecting each of the stories to kind of have their own feel. And already the first two stories, you can see that that it's her writing, but there's a difference in the pacing and mood and everything. So, but really already really enjoying it. And tomorrow I begin reading Fablehaven by Brendan Mull which is a buddy read with The Bookish Porcupine. So her and I are both really eager to dive into this story and then talk about it. And it's been quite a while since I've read a middle grade fantasy, so this will be a nice change of pace for me. That's pretty much going to be my reading this weekend. I've got a ton of comments to catch up on my BookTube channel, on some of my videos, plus I'm still trying to catch up on watching everyone else's. And so I know I've got lots of really fun stuff to watch. And outside of that, I do want to talk for a minute about more the technical side of BookTube. I have been wanting to, all of my videos pretty much, or most of my videos, I record here at my desk on my Logitech C920 camera using OBS Studio. I've done a couple of vlog things out and about for my cell phone, and I wanted to begin incorporating footage from my smartphone a lot more because I want to have more flexibility than just sitting here at the desk. I wanted to make my content a little more varied and different and not just the same format over and over and over again. But I discovered something in doing this. I went out and bought this little Camkix, a little lens kit for the smartphone. And none of this is not sponsored by anybody. This is just me researching and finding interesting things. And it is pretty cool. You just pop the little clip on, and then you screw on the various lenses that come with it. There's a fisheye lens, a telephoto lens, a few others. There's I think about 5 lenses altogether. And I got myself a tripod with an attachment to clip your cell phone on, so that I could then set this up anywhere I wanted in the house, and especially bring it outdoors. So if I'm going to go out to, let's say, a bookstore or even to a brewery or out to the park, I want to incorporate other footage, more of that kind of vlogging feel to go along with just my regular book discussions. And this gives me the ability to set it up somewhere, plus also just kind of hold it like this and film. So it's not right in my face, just holding it in my hand. And really excited about this. But interestingly, I did a trial run of this in my kitchen. I'm going to record myself making a batch of homemade meatballs, going through the recipe that I learned actually from an Irish chef. And I also was going to do a second video of me making marinara sauce from scratch. And I got most of the way through the meatball recipe. And then the phone died because I noticed there's a problem with my battery where if I'm filming or taking pictures and the battery gets below 40%, the phone thinks the battery's dead and it just says bye-bye and shuts down. And then as soon as I plug it into a power source, it comes right back up and it's at 40%. So it really, really limits me doing any kind of extensive video or camera taking at this point because the battery is pretty much beginning to die on me. And this is a phone you can't open up and put a different battery in. So your battery is your battery. So I plugged it in, figured, all right, I'll do the marinara sauce video, at least with it plugged into the power source. I'll be good to go. I started a new video, got only like a couple of minutes into that one, and then the cell phone was like, oh, you are out of space. Stopping video. So that was a big failure on trying to film myself making a sauce. I did get 99% of the meatball recipe. It was pretty much done. I was making like the last meatball. So, but that one's done. You'll probably see a little bit of footage of that. I'll throw that into whatever my video is going to be next Wednesday. I'll kind of show you a little snippet of me filming the cooking video. Now, the one problem with this phone, this Windows phone, is it has 32 gigs of space storage in it, but there is no slot to add any external storage. Now, 32 gigs of storage for when this phone came out was really good, but it not being expandable at all, that's a big, big drawback at this point, especially now that I'm actually doing video, because in the past it was meaningless because, you know, I just take some pictures here and there, but video content will eat up your space real quick. So between the battery beginning to go, the storage space being limited and not expandable, I'm realizing that this is not going to work for what I want to do. So I started researching, okay, camera. But then I'm like, but my phone isn't, it's not just that my phone isn't meeting my video recording requirements. The phone itself is beginning to go. It's beginning to die. And it's only a matter of time before I'm going to need a new smartphone anyway. So I'm at that kind of dilemma. I don't have the money to go out and buy a camera and a smartphone. So I have to make that choice. Which one do I get? Which one do I need the most? Now, the booktuber, videographer now in me says, go buy that camera. Because you think of all the wonderful things you can do with it. But the practical side of me is like, you know, the day after you buy that camera and bring it home, your cell phone's just going to crap out on you and it's going to be completely dead. And then you're going to be without a cell phone. And you can't be without a cell phone because as an IT professional, you need to have a smartphone on you to be able to be contacted and do your job. So I'm leaning towards the smartphone, which means, all right, I need to get a really robust smartphone that can give me as much of camera features as I can get. So I've already begun diving into that rabbit hole of researching. So if you have suggestions on what smartphones are good really for vlogging, please drop them in the comments. I'm the kind of guy who will go, this phone looks interesting. Let me spend the next 6 hours combing through 100 different videos on YouTube about that phone. Because I want to see what all kinds of different people say about it, how they use it, to kind of cross-reference everything. Against the IT guy in me, I want as much data as I can get. So, because I really do want to add more video content as I grow. And I love these videos here. I'm just sitting at my desk and talking about books and maybe a little discussion like this. But I do want to add in other content. I love the vlogs, booktubers who go out and they vlog and they'll go to a book convention or a bookstore and they'll film all those things. 'Cause I'm not that far from New York City, so I'll be going into the city a few times once the spring and summer rolls around. And I'd love to be able to vlog going out and like taking you to the Strand or different bookstores around the city. Things like that. And this is not going to cut it, unfortunately. And I know you may be thinking, okay, you're off on a tangent, dude. This is Friday Read. You're supposed to be talking about what you're reading this weekend. I'm also a booktuber, so I like the technical aspects of it. And since this is directly impacting what I want to do with my channel, I felt why not just talk about it. I'm always eager for information, for advice from you, the fellow booktuber, or you, just the viewer. Do you pay attention to what people use equipment-wise when they do recordings and they do videos? And if you have any kind of booktubers or videographers to sort of push me in their direction to kind of look and research stuff, please let me know in the comments. I kind of love any feedback I can get. So I am going to bring this back around to books now. And like I said, I'm continuing the Stone Sky. Just started Nayla Hopkinson's Skinfolk and about to begin the buddy read of Fablehaven. It feels really good to be reading again after work has been just absolutely insane. Next week is going to get really crazy too, but I kind of have figured out a reading schedule for next week around the insanity. And I will be able to keep up with my reading with no doubt. Mostly no doubt. Okay, a little doubt. But we'll see. And I think I'm going to wrap it up here. It's Friday night. I'm going to relax. I know I've got comments of my last couple of videos to get to, responses to. I appreciate all your comments and all your views and all the new followers. I got followed by Steve Donahue. How the hell did that happen? Thank you, Steve. Big fan of your channel, even though I really should comment. I watch them. I should kind of comment on them. But that was a really cool follow. And I've got videos to watch and catch up still with you guys. I've barely been on Twitter. I got to dive back into Twitter. Just kind of make myself participate back in the BookTube community like I was before work just got bonkers. I miss it. And I'm looking forward to making the time to make it that much of part of my day again. And that's it. I am Charles the SirBookSage. Happy reading.